Lily was only 7 when she spotted a wounded German shepherd tied to a rusted fence post behind her neighbor's barn. The dog looked broken thin, limping with eyes full of quiet pain. When the man offered him for $5, calling him no good, Lily didn't hesitate. She handed over her saved-up allowance, the full 5 crumpled dollars, and gently untied the dog. She named him Bruno, on the walk home whispering, "You're safe now." Everyone else saw a problem. Lily saw a promise, a best friend in need of love. That $5 moment would change everything. In the days following Bruno's arrival, Lily devoted herself completely to his care. The wounded German shepherd barely moved, flinching at every sound and refusing food. His limp was worse than she expected, and his eyes held the weight of someone who had seen too much. But Lily never gave up. She spent hours beside him in the barn, reading stories aloud, sharing her sandwich crusts, and even placing her favorite stuffed animal next to him at night so he wouldn't feel alone. Every morning, she greeted him with a cheerful "Good morning, buddy." And every evening she whispered, "You're safe now." Her patience was unwavering, her belief in him absolute. Then one quiet evening, as Lily hummed softly while brushing hay aside, Bruno gave the smallest sign of hope, a hesitant wag of his tail. It was subtle, almost uncertain, but to Lily it meant everything. It was a breakthrough proof that love was beginning to mend something broken deep inside him. Bruno wasn't just healing physically. He was slowly learning to feel safe again. And more importantly, he was beginning to trust, not because he was forced to, but because a little girl never stopped believing in him. As Bruno regained strength, Lily and her grandfather began to notice strange, unexpected behaviors. One evening, while a military documentary played on TV, Bruno snapped to attention at the sound of marching boots. His body stiffened, his ears perked, and he stood completely still, alert and focused, like a soldier responding to a familiar command. It startled them both. The next day, when Lily accidentally dropped a bucket of grain, Bruno darted between her and the noise without hesitation, standing guard, protective and calm. Then, during a playful moment, Lily pointed her finger like a toy gun and said, "Bang!" Bruno immediately dropped to the ground, playing dead with startling precision. No one had taught him these things. Her grandfather, watching from the porch, narrowed his eyes. "That dog's been trained," he muttered. "Not just little tricks, real training." Lily looked down at Bruno, now lying peacefully beside her, and quietly said, "Maybe he forgot who he was. Until now." Each reaction, each instinct hinted at a deeper past, a life once lived with discipline, duty, and danger. Bruno wasn't just a rescued stray. He was someone with a history, buried under scars and silence, waiting for the right moment and the right person to bring it back. It happened just before sunset. The sky painted in warm gold as Lily wandered near the woods chasing a butterfly. Tall grass swayed around her tiny frame, and behind her, Bruno followed faithfully. Suddenly, the stillness shattered. A wild boar burst from the underbrush, charging straight toward Lily with a guttural roar. She froze, too stunned to scream, but Bruno didn't. In an instant, he lunged between her and the danger, his bark echoing through the trees like a warning shot. With the precision of a trained protector, Bruno circled and barked, herding the boar away from the girl he had come to love. He dodged and growled, standing his ground until the wild animal finally turned and disappeared into the forest. Bruno then returned to Lily's side, gently licking her trembling hand as if to say, "You're okay now." Her grandfather, shaken by the incident, made a decision. The next morning, Bruno needed a proper checkup. What they discovered would rewrite everything. But even before that, Lily knew her $5 dog wasn't just brave. He was a guardian. In that field between fear and courage, Bruno proved that he wasn't just recovering. He was remembering who he truly was, a hero. At the town's small animal clinic, Dr. Simmons examined Bruno, carefully running his hands over the dog's scarred body with quiet concern. When he reached Bruno's neck, he paused. "There's something here," he muttered gently, pressing into the skin. Moments later, he extracted a small, damaged metallic chip. Using a handheld scanner, he wiped the surface clean and activated it. What appeared on the screen made him blink twice. "This dog isn't a stray," he said slowly. "He's military part of a K-9 unit called Bravo 9. Presumed dead 2 years ago in an explosion during transport." Lily gasped, her eyes wide with disbelief. She dropped to her knees, hugging Bruno tightly as tears streamed down her cheeks. "You were a hero before I met you," she whispered, "but now you're my hero too." The story spread quickly through town. A local reporter, also a veteran, wrote about the miraculous reunion of a war dog and a little girl. Soon neighbors came with treats, thank you notes, even military medals. One retired soldier drove hours just to shake Lily's hand and salute Bruno. Bruno hadn't just come back from the dead. He came back with a purpose to remind everyone that heroes don't always wear uniforms. As Bruno's incredible story spread through the town, something remarkable began to happen. Neighbors who once kept their distance now left treats and thank you cards on Lily's porch. Strangers came just to meet the miracle dog. One retired soldier with tears in his eyes saluted Bruno and said, "He saved more than lives in combat." He reminded us what loyalty looks like. Lily, once shy and often overlooked, now stood before crowds at community gatherings, holding Bruno's leash with quiet pride. During one such event, she stepped up to the microphone, her voice trembling. "I didn't know who he was when I gave that $5," she began. "I just knew he needed someone. And maybe I did too." Her eyes welled up with tears. "People say I rescued him, but I think he rescued me first." Silence fell across the crowd, broken only by sniffles and soft sobs. Bruno stood beside her, tall and calm as tail, wagging gently, like he understood every word. In that moment, people saw more than a girl and her dog. They saw healing resilience and a bond forged not by chance, but by need. And as Lily hugged Bruno close, there wasn't a dry eye in sight. The story of Lily and Bruno offers a timeless reminder. Sometimes the most broken among us are simply waiting for someone to believe in them. In a world that often moves too fast and overlooks quiet pain, this tale speaks to the healing power of love, patience, and connection. Lily didn't see a damaged stray. She saw a soul worth saving. Her kindness uncovered the truth about Bruno, a forgotten hero who only needed a second chance. For older adults who have seen the world change and faced their own seasons of loss, this story reminds us that no one is ever truly too far gone. Whether it's an old friend, a lost passion, or a part of ourselves, long-buried healing can happen when we offer compassion, without condition. It's never too late to extend a hand, open a door, or mend a broken bond. As we age, we carry wisdom, and with it, the power to see what others miss. That hope can start with something as small as a shared glance or a kind word. Bruno's journey back to purpose began with a little girl who listened. And maybe that's all any of us need, someone to believe we're still worth reaching.